For somebody dealing with anxiety, depression, which for you have been challenges in your past, how do you feel about that next layer beyond low carb, getting ketones to fuel the brain?
So, and the Bazooki's just did a study on this too with college students, that people in ketosis, significantly, or college students in ketosis, had much improved rates of reduced depression. People with depression, they put them on a ketogenic diet, measured ketones. So I'm a huge fan. I mean, you're fueling your brain with a different substrate. And one of the kind of theories on why this potentially works is, people potentially with mental health illnesses, maybe even people with eating disorders, they just do not metabolize glucose very well in the brain, and that manifests differently for different people. For some people, maybe that's, schizophrenia, they hear, or having audio or visual hallucinations. For some people, that might be major depression, major anxiety, severe fatigue. And so by fueling the brain with a different substrate, they can actually feel better. They can function. They're no longer dealing with those issues. And I think certainly if somebody's, tried other things, I hear people say, oh, I've tried everything. I've tried all these medications. I've tried eating healthier. Eating healthier is such an arbitrary thing. Like nobody knows what that means. But and I like the ketogenic approach because it's very measurable. You can actually, with a keto mojo meter, which is easy and inexpensive, you can measure your ketones. And so for somebody like, just like anything else, talking with Dr. Westman, Eric Westman, he's like, it's very safe. You have nothing to lose by trying it. And also, ketogenic nutrition is really, the food is great. You're eating proteins and fats and very delicious things. So a lot of people who experience success eating that way, like often continue to do that.
In that chapter, one of the things you write about, and you touched on this, is insulin resistance of the brain. I'm curious, in your research, is that something that can happen independently from insulin resistance?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I think that's one of the most frustrating things for people with mental health is like they want we all want to, like, if you're suffering, you want someone to say like, "Hey, we see that you're suffering. We see this value." Because it's like you go to the doctor and, "Hey, your A1C is 7, you have type 2 diabetes." We have an explanation for what's going on, and then we have a method to fix it. The conventional method, not ideal, but at least we have where you can go. Let's say you have some young human has severe depression and they go get all their labs done. They go through all these things and it's just like, yeah, your labs are normal. Like, just think happier. Go get some counseling. It's like not helpful. So they're in complete physiology. Like their blood glucose might be normal, their electrolytes are normal, fasting insulin might be normal. But once again, their brain is not working and not functioning. And that's not to say this person might not need some counseling or some cognitive behavioral therapy. But, just like a car, like you wouldn't put diesel fuel in, a regular gas car. It wouldn't work. It would cause problems, right? Vice versa. You wouldn't, if a car needs diesel, you better not put the other wrong fuel in it. So for these particular individuals, and if that's what's going on, like if their brain is literally not functioning because there's, insulin resistance in the brain, I mean, it'll be like magical fueling it with the right substrate. And if it's not, then you've lost nothing doing that. It's a very safe nutritional approach.
Since you made it to the end of this clip, I know you're going to love the full episode. Click here to watch. I'll see you over there.
We are not going to medicate or moderate out of this. We have great data, tons of clinical published trials on people reversing type 2 diabetes with lower carbohydrate diets. But if you're very sick, you need to be focusing on what your body needs.